Hey, Handmouse1 here. Today I'm making another decorating a glasses case video. I'm doing a floral design this time. I'm going to warn you ahead of time, I'm suffering from a really bad hay fever, so I might sound a bit nasally or a bit off my game. I feel it. But it's nothing serious, it's literally just hay fever, and I can play hurt, so yeah. I start off by just shredding up these pieces of tissue, and then using glue, I just mould them onto the glasses case to make 3D roses. So I basically just saturate the tissue in glue, which allows me to shape it. I was just kind of freestyling it here, trying to work out the best techniques. I kind of streamline the technique more later, but for now, this works. So yeah. So I'm just using a brush to do most of the shaping. Just because it's incredibly sticky to use your fingers for something like this. Yeah, I just extend out all the shapes of the petals and stuff. Just kind of improvising, working out as I go. I didn't really have a clear vision of what this would look like at this point. I just knew I wanted it to look like a flower, so I went roses because I find roses are one of the easier flowers to do because they're so distinct. So yeah, I just start shaping it up. And here we go. Just going all the way around, making it very layered and that sort of thing. Yeah, I go under areas that look like gravity would have something under them. Try and make it not symmetrical but balanced, I guess. So yeah, I just keep building it up. I do this one big rose in the middle as the focal point of the entire case. I really just wanted to do something more 3D because I thought it'd be different than the other cases I've done. Because I did the fish one ages ago and I did the galaxy one a few weeks ago. Both of those are 2D designs, so I wanted to do something with a bit of a pop to it, so this was it. And yeah, I just keep going around trying to make everything look even and balanced, and yeah. It's just a kind of trial and error process. You just try to fill stuff out, work out where stuff would go, that sort of thing. Yeah, rose is one of my favourite flowers to draw and stuff, just because it's easy to if you see a picture of a rose, you're not wondering what type of flower it is. It's it's a rose. Whereas if you drew a daisy and you didn't colour it in properly, well you wouldn't because it's white, you might not be clear that it is a daisy because it looks like such just a generic flower. Unless you're actually really good at drawing. But yeah. So yeah, and I had a little leaf for the rose. By just filling out this little triangle-ish shape, squished triangle shape out the side, which acts as the flower's leaf. Yeah, I just try and build that up as much as possible to the point where it looks natural. This will just add a bit of colour variation in the final design, add a bit of interest. I also do some smaller roses around the big one in the centre, just to make it so there's not such a big empty space. Adds a bit of visual interest. So yeah, I just do the same technique, just on a smaller scale. So I just build up the flower by just putting glue down and then just sticking on the tissues and then shaping it out. Continue to build it out all the way around. And yeah, keep going all the way around. This is one of the bigger roses that I do around the edge. So yeah, just keep adding to it until it looks good. So yeah, I just thought it looked a bit empty if that was the only thing, was the one rose in the centre, but I don't want to do anything too different because I don't want it to retract from the overall design, which is why I decided to do more roses. So I do another one over here, same technique, I'm not spacing them equally or anything. I wanted it to look natural because, you know, roses don't grow equidistant from each other. In the garden, like, you'll get some which are all bunched up, some which are further apart, sort of thing. But I still wanted the whole piece to come across as balanced. So while things weren't equidistant from each other, they were, like, roughly the same spacings to make things look balanced. So yeah, just keep building that up. I may not like gardening in real life, but fake gardening is a lot of fun, I guess. Yeah, I hate gardening. It's boring. And there is it's like doing art that you have to wait a year to see. I don't get it. Also, I get gardening for like vegetables because like then you get it's like working, you get a reward at the end of it. But like I don't garden for the enjoyment of it. I garden because I want to get something out of it. Yeah, I've never got the appeal of gardening. Also, with the hay fever, gardening sucks. I'll tell you that much. So yeah, I just keep going all the way around on this third rose, which is going to be the largest of the add-on roses. And I do one more over here in the corner to balance things out. So yeah. So after adding all these details, this is basically the design of the thing done. It's just a very back and forth process of touch-ups. Now we got into the painting. For the roses I decided to go for pink. So I mix this pink with a darker magenta. Just to get a nice in-between colour. Part of this was because I thought that would be the nicest colour, and part of it also makes it easy to do highlights and lowlights because I have a lighter and darker colour readily accessible. So when I get to the colour I'm happy with, I just start painting onto the rose. It's a weird texture to paint on, and I had to be quite light with it because obviously it's a pretty fragile surface. It's just tissues. So yeah. I just paint this on nice evenly as possible given the surface. Yeah. I do this light green colour for the petal. Not the petal, the leaf on the rose. And then I paint the background blue. I mixed the blue with a bit of PVA glue because I wanted it to stick better to this shiny surface. Also makes a smoother finish than if you use straight paint, so I like that. So yeah, I just go over it. I have to do a lot of thin coats using this sort of thing though. And I do the back of the case in the same colour. And I think that's looking pretty good. So I take this raw magenta colour and I do it in the lowest areas of the roses. Just add a bit of dimension to it. It also makes it look more like abstract and cool, I guess. And it looks less like one just giant blob. It looks more like a rose if you do this. Then accentuate the high points using this lighter colour. This raw light pink colour that I used earlier. And then I take this green, which I use to add detail to the leaf of the rose. So yeah, that just helps to add a bit of visual interest there. Now I take this white and start adding little outlines around the roses. I wasn't really sure what I was going for here, but I wanted to add something to break up this blue. And honestly, it kind of makes it look like the roses are in water, which makes no sense, but it also looks kind of cool. So yeah, I go with that. I like it. I think it looks cool. So yeah. I just go around in this way, just trying to make it all balanced, and it just adds a bit of visual interest. I then go over everything with Mod Podge. I have to do a couple thick coats on the roses. I don't show all of them, but like, I wanted to get rid of as much of that papery texture as possible. And Mod Podge is a great way to remove texture, so yeah, I just dab that on. And yeah, on the roses I do like a dabbing motion because I don't want to like damage the shape of them because they're still fragile at this point. Until they've been sealed in with the Mod Podge, they're going to be somewhat fragile. So the dabbing motion negates the risk. And then for the background, I do like more streaks of it to make it thinner and smoother. Like if you dab it on in the background, then you get a weird texture over the whole thing. So I didn't really want that for this design. So like, yeah, I just go over everything in nice smooth motions, and I go around the edge just to try and seal everything in there. And after I went over the bottom with Mod Podge, it is done. I think this is really cool. I like it a lot. So yeah, thanks for watching. Follow me on Instagram at HannahMouseCrafts. I'll see you next time. Bye.